How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here, as this is another edition for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We're on episode 11 of season 4, which is titled Doomed. We are all doomed. We are also at the halfway point for the season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as I said at the end of my Hush reaction, before my voice was mysteriously taken away. It's weird, because watching Angel alongside this, you gotta feel like this is going to be a bit more slower in terms of getting through the season. Honestly, it hasn't felt like that. It feels like the same amount of time has gone by to when I was watching seasons 2 and 3 of Buffy. And I only started watching season 4 around January time, I believe. It's currently March 24th right now, so... yeah, it honestly, it's been 2 months, and honestly, time has just absolutely flown by, so, pretty scary, because I honestly love this show so much, and, as I've said in previous reactions, it will be heartbreaking when it comes to the final ever episode for Buffy, because, yeah, this show has just been incredible, as the last episode proved to be. Like I said, it was, one of the, it's probably my favourite episode of all time. I did an impromptu live stream as well, on the same day as I watched Hush as well, and people were saying it was like Emmy nominated, which I can't really blame the episode for being nominated for an Emmy, because it was just incredible. So, like every little bit of like inclusion for that episode, whether it was music, whether it was the design of the gentleman, even the like performance itself, it was just superb. So I really loved Hush so much. So yeah, with that said, let's get into episode number 11 for season 4 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We are doomed. So yeah, with that said, let's go.
What are you?
Capricorn on the cusp of Aquarius. You?
Sorry.
I'm the Slayer. Slayer. Chosen one.
Doesn't ring a bell, does it?
She who hangs out a lot in cemeteries? You're kidding.
Damn, the initiative are just slacking.
Look it up. Slayer, comma, the.
And you fight demons. I mean, you wailed on those guys.
Oh, great. Earthquakes.
Wow. That was some ride.
Riley, it was an earthquake. Be concerned, buddy.
Sorry, I'm so excited. I mean, it's my first earthquake.
Yeah, I would be bricking it if, like, an earthquake...
It's not mine.
School. Now, if that is the case, I'm convinced that one or more of them may be in your very midst.
Plague.
What?
What if the end of the world is coming in the form of a plague? Then too many people may be infected
just
by the
trying
time
to
we
brush
actually
it
decide.
off.
Will you stop worrying about what may be and concentrate on what is? Vigilance is all very well and good, but as I feel we're getting close, there is a much more pressing question.
What's a Slayer?
Slayer?
Oh,
Thrash band.
you tried, Buffy.
Handle heavy guitar. Granted, a little rarer than the ones you grew up with in that little farm in Smallville.
Smallville. I was gonna say, how do you explain this? But yet, think the Slayer is some kind of legend. Oh god, oh god! You don't hurry, dude. Like, no one's dying. Oh, God's sake.
School. I mean, she's nice, but come on. Captain of the Nerd Squad.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I have a thing for geeks.
No. I like my women hot.
Hey,
Call me
Willow's... Willow's not bad! Come on, she's... Look at her, she's fine! Oh my god, that is messed up! The Illuminati?
Like the place looks worse than when I left.
First Angel, now you?
I shrunk them.
bleeding shirt, trousers.
Hey, space. And as much as I always got a big laugh watching Buffy kick your shiny white bum, and as much as I know I can give you a little bum kicking myself right now, I'm here to tell you something.
I mean, we love Spike, but...
You're not even worth it.
Ooh.
I'm out of here.
And something else. The dead guy, was propped up. Like whatever killed him wanted to drain the blood out of him. So I'm thinking...
He did look a bit,
whatever
yeah.
took a bunch of the guy's blood with him. And I haven't been a nerd for a very long time. Hello, dating a guitarist.
Willow, nerds are good.
Was.
Tell them about the symbol.
I love nerds.
It's
It's
like,
the end of the world.
again?
Oh!
It's, the earthquake. That symbol is,
I told you. I said end of the world, and you're like, poo-poo, Southern California, poo-poo.
I'm so very sorry. My contrition complete.
My hands, my every inch of me. I've never been this excited about anybody before. I'm not trying to scare you, and I'm not
I
gonna
mean, he
force
does care
myself
for
on you,
her.
but
It's just...
I am, by God, not gonna walk
It's a
away
struggle
because I
for
think it
Buffy.
might not work. I don't know what's happened in your past.
Pain,
She's just afraid.
death, apocalypse. None of it fun. The thing isn't digging up the bones of a child for fun.
Well, a demon's got some pretty hilarious ideas about fun.
The bones of a child, though. I saw that.
I mean, it's already, like, desecrating the dead. Child just makes it even worse.
An ancient ritual. It uses
Because
the blood of a
children
man,
took at the
bones
heartstrings.
of a child, and something called the Word of Valios. It's all part of a sacrifice, the sacrifice of 3.
Be careful. I couldn't stand anybody getting hurt.
Goodbye, Drew. See you in hell.
Spike! Stop!
What are you doing?
Bloody rot. Can't a person knock?
What are you doing?
You were trying to stake yourself.
You go on. I won't do anything. I feel better now. Promise.
Think of the happy. If we don't find what we're looking for, we're facing an apocalypse.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Oh, is it bad that I want to hug Spike?
You have this twisted way of looking at things. This doom and gloom mentality. You keep thinking like that, and things are probably going to turn out just the way you expect.
You know, there's nothing more dangerous than a psych grad student.
It's that hope. She doesn't.
Where
She
is
doesn't
that?
want to rely on hope because hope will
It just
betray.
turns out that we're even more well-matched than we thought we were. I mean, you're a fry cook, and so am I.
Yes, but you're an amateur.
But the way people manage is they don't do it alone. They pull each other through. If you weren't so self-involved, you'd see that.
I mean, Riley's got a bit of a good point.
You have no
But-
idea what you're talking about.
Buffy
You barely know me.
can't
I
face
know that it's
that.
not just the job thing. I'm sure that there's some good-looking guy who done you wrong in there, too. But mostly, I think you want to stay down in the dark place.
She
'Cause
just
maybe it's safer
no.
down there.
Better, I'd wager, since you wouldn't have to go about saving your hides all the time.
That is so not
Spike!
true. We're part of the team. She needs us.
Or
And there's
you're
no
just
I
the
in
same
team.
10th grade losers you've always been. And she's too much of a softie to cut you loose.
Same in the book. Oh. Oh shoot. Oh no. Giles, let's hide. Let's hide. No, buddy. Giles.
Yeah.
They're on their way to perform the sacrifice now.
On their way where? You found out what the ritual is for?
The Hellmouth. They're going to open the Hellmouth. The one in the library.
Oh Lord. We're going back to basics.
They can't do the ritual.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Suppose Spike just gonna have to be a spectator.
No pain.
Oh, boy's back!
I'm back, and I'm a bloody animal!
Why side, Spike! Let's do this! Oh, no. Oh, no. No, dude. No. Stay away from the hole. I will haunt you. Oh, shh.
You're coming back out.
Lords! We good?
Paintball. Yeah, I was playing paintball, and then the aftershock, and I...
So you're one of the commando guys.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. No, I mean...
Riley, you're just as deceptive at...
No. No, sir. I'm just an old pal of Xander's here.
Oh, that's nice.
The American accents! Oh, Riley, you couldn't fool, like,
Kinda weird being back, isn't
someone who had poor vision.
No. Did I just say? This is so not good.
God. Don't play a rogue in D&D, Riley. Just don't.
Everybody knows about me. I'm finished. It's the end of the world.
No, that was last night.
No. It's not.
Let's find her. She's the chosen one after all. Come on, vampires! Urgh, nasty!
I love this! Go,
Let's
Spike!
annihilate them. For justice and for the safety of puppies and Christmas. Right?
Yes! Yes!
Fight that evil! Let's kill something!
Oh, I love this!
Oh, come on!
Yes, come on! I would in a heartbeat if it's any consolation to Spike. I love this! Spike! We're on Team Spike now. Awesome. It was kind of depressing as well, like just to see him be in a bit of a like despair, like he was useless, and now he can fight demons. So, but that's the thing with Spike. He's not been one for the end of the world. So it's not like he has, like, he's full beans evil. So there is that leniency for him to fight for good, for the safeties of puppies on Christmas. So, yeah, I loved that plot because, you know, it's difficult to try and follow up from Hush, but they made sure, let's create an end of the world story that needs to be averted, and let's bring back the high school, or the skeleton of the high school. So yeah, but honestly, I really loved that. That was kind of cool, and as well as to see the fallout of Buffy and Riley discovering what each other does, and how that's kind of impacted their kind of relationship, because it's something that I've always been cautious about. Like, once they know about each other, shit's gonna hit the fan, and it did. Didn't agree with some of the stuff that Riley said to Buffy, but there were some bits people need each other in really difficult times, and you can see how much he does care for Buffy, but just some of the wording it irked me a bit, not gonna lie. But I just loved that he just basically rolled an @1 for stealth there, and my god, a child convincing their parent that they didn't, do something when they obviously did, had more conviction than Riley's. Oh, I was, paintballing, all that, so... God damn it, Riley, you're such a goof, but, we love you. No, it was a decent episode, I loved it. Spike, though! Woo! So, like I said, I think that it would be asking much for this episode to try and be as good as Hush. It was still a fantastic episode, and I really loved the idea that we had that exploration of characters' past issues being a plague in the present, I guess, because there were ramifications for especially Willow and Buffy about their past in this episode. Buffy with Riley. Well, first off, I'm glad that I was really satisfied to see how Hush's final scenes became doomed first scene with Buffy and Riley basically talking about what they have just discovered about each other. And it was well, I will say also I am glad that this episode flowed the way it did for both Riley and Buffy's relationship, because I've said it before. I mean, it wasn't difficult to predict that both of each other's lives would be a very, very decisive conversation, like both of each other's roles as an agent and as a slayer. It would be a very, very crucial and controversial topic to exchange to one another, and so it did, especially with how it would hamper their relationship, and it did. So I really, really am glad with how it turned out. There was a bit like with what Riley did say regarding Buffy being in the dark. That kind of did irk me at the time, but I do see what he is saying. Just, I think for me, the problem was that despite with all the arguments that was going on, it lacked comfort for me. But you can see what Riley was going on about, which I'll explain in a minute. But yeah, I'm glad that Buffy, like, despite all the arguments and all of their skepticism of a potential relationship continuing, now that they know, now that Buffy is worried, I've bagged myself someone who isn't normal, that they are going, like, Buffy is going to give it another shot. Because of course, she's still worried regarding Angel. She's worried that the ramifications of their relationship would kind of replicate to this relationship. That she can not have that she can not have that relationship with someone who isn't exactly normal. Because it's just going to go into tatters, and who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But at the end of the day, Riley isn't Angel. Angel, like, Riley can go out in the daylight. He's not exactly 200 years older than Buffy. They could have children. Riley is human, and he's just an agent at the end of the day. Yes, he does deal with the supernatural, but that's the only abnormality there is, I guess, if you want to even consider that regarding Riley. That's the only super secretive thing that, so far, that we know about him that he currently holds. So Buffy can practically have that life with someone. It's just that he's just an agent. So, yeah, whereas there were those limitations regarding Angel, they couldn't exactly have children, he couldn't go out in the daylight, she can do with Riley. So, yeah. But I do, like, understand as well, regarding Buffy's concerns about Riley seeking this as enjoyable. Like, what he does is a bit of enjoyability. I mean, she even made comments regarding Faith that she enjoyed this, and she's not in the best of conditions at the minute. Because there are those differences as well with Riley and Buffy's lifestyle, that Buffy's path wasn't exactly something that she longed for. She was chosen, whereas Riley volunteered himself to be part of the initiative. So, and whereas Riley seeks some kind of a bit of enjoyment taking out these demons, Buffy knows it's destiny. She's got to do it, and she's not exactly, dancing to the sound of demons coming out of their holes and, her slaying them. She's not exactly, like, enthusiastic about it. So, yeah, there are those differences, but and at the end of the day, she's got a point. He doesn't know what kind of hell that she's gone through being who she is. So, yeah, but like I said, I am glad that she's decided to give this a shot, because, like, it's different. Like I said, the whole Riley and Angel thing, they're not even similar. Like, yes, they are both not normal people. They both have layers to their characters that make them very, very interesting. With Riley, it's being this agent, and Angel, he's a vampire. So yeah, but of course, in character reason, like not every person, I guess, who is not normal is going to like it's not like it's not guaranteed that relationship is going to fracture just because you're going with someone who isn't isn't your average Joe, basically. So yeah, so you never know. This relationship might be an end game. Who knows? You don't know. Like, it's a leap of faith at the end of the day, isn't it? So you never know unless you try. But yeah, I am glad that Buffy did go back to Riley in the end, and I'm glad that despite Buffy's concerns and their talk, that things did work out well at the very end of the day. Just Buffy might just need to teach him some lessons about how to be sneaky, because bloody hell, that was like, you could have poor vision and you could you could tell that Riley wasn't, exactly being sneaky. So yeah, but yeah, it was really good stuff. Willow as well, we had a bit of her. Percy returned. I want to beat shit out of him. So yeah. But yeah, Willow, we had a bit of her. And we know that, like, in high school, she was kind of being ashamed of being who she was. Whereas at UC Sunnydale, being who she is a lot more comfortable. So for Percy to shame her, it's bringing her back to who she, it's bringing her back into that uncomfortable territory. And you know what, Percy? Fuck you. Willow looks nice. So yeah, you don't need to shame her. Like, she's cute. So fuck you and your gal. But being a nerd isn't that bad of a thing, but of course it was frowned upon back in the 90s, wasn't it? Like even in the early 2000s, you'd always be shamed of being a geek and a nerd, whereas it's a bit more like, these days it's a bit more accepted, if not encouraged, because you got your superhero movies, you got like Doctor Who, sci-fi. It's a glorious life. Like, who wants to watch Love Island, for example, compared to that? It's boring, people. But no, I felt so bad for Willow, and I just wanted to give her a hug. I just want to dropkick Percy, and that's the problem. He used her. So, well, I mean, that's it, basically. He used her. So, like, as soon as Willow's usefulness was done, tossed aside, because Percy is a piece of shit. Screw him. But we also had a bit of Spike in this episode as well, who felt really useless, especially after what Xander said to him. And even tried to kill himself, which was pretty heartbreaking. I mean, it was designated to be a comical scene, but I like Spike so much, and that speech at the end. You know what? I can see this new trio emerging. Like, Buffy's too fixated with Riley. That's okay. We got a new trio: Spike, Xander, and Willow. Yes. No, but in all seriousness, I really loved that speech, and I loved him putting on the American accent. Yeah. Because it's kind of funny as well, because Riley has been chasing him as well. Like, he's been chasing Spike. And he's like, "Do I know you?" And he's that gullible, Riley. Because, like, he tried to be like, you know what, I'm paintballing whilst being in like a SEAL Team 6 uniform. So yeah, he's that gullible that he'll believe Spike's American accent. So I'm sure that was deliberate, because Riley wasn't fooling Willow or Xander whatsoever with his cover story, and he doesn't even recognize Spike whatsoever, despite having him captured and hunting for him when he made his escape. Yeah. So yeah, gullible, but hey, we love Riley, we love Spike so much, and yeah, Spike now can hurt demons, which is awesome stuff indeed. So yeah, so that was really, really awesome stuff. But this was I gotta say, I did I was a bit heartbroken with Spike throwing Buffy, not Buffy, Willow and Xander under the bus. But then again, he can't hurt people like with his fists. He can hurt them with words. So yeah, but it was really, really good. I will say the whole end of the world scenario kind of felt a bit rushed. But I think that was more of a setting to develop characters like Riley and Buffy, as well as Spike, now that Spike can hurt demons. So yeah, but it was great to see the school back, being, of course, like resting on the Hellmouth. So it was great to have that excuse to like with those demons trying to open the Hellmouth. It was great to see the school back again. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty great episode, like especially in development wise with Spike and Buffy and Riley. I thought this was really, really good. But like I said, I thought it was a great exploration to exploring past issues that could still plague characters in the present. So yeah, and in some sense with Buffy especially, it kind of got resolved because she's no longer worried about, well, I mean, she's being a bit cautious, I guess, with the whole dating someone who isn't exactly, you know, your average Joe. But she's willing to give it a shot. Like I said, leap of faith, and you don't know unless you try. So, and they can't all be like Angel. Like, not every person who isn't your average Joe is not going to be like Angel, and it's not going to end the same way like Angel in total heartache. So, yeah, so there is that. So, give it another shot. And before I do end, because I did forget to make this point regarding something that Riley said regarding Buffy about being in the dark, is something that she wants. Like I said, I had a bit of a problem initially because I thought, with all the arguments about their lives, I thought it kind of lacked comfort, because there's some authenticity in terms of Riley's care for Buffy. So I thought that kind of lacked a bit of comfort, but you can see where he's coming from, because people sometimes do shy into the dark so they don't hurt the people that they love. Some people do tend to close themselves off so it doesn't negate a relationship. So, you know, you kind of do see where Riley was coming from. But like I said, I think it was just the tone from me personally. But, you know, that's just probably me. So, yeah. But like I said, this was a good episode. Really loved it. From a development standpoint with Spike and Riley and Buffy, like I said, I'm glad that relationship flowed the way it did, with them airing out the differences between them and how that can be a bit of a negative impact, but also coming to the realization that not everyone's going to be like Angel. Not every... I guess if you want to consider it abnormal, because Riley isn't... It's not like Riley is, you know, part-time Lord or whatever. He's just an agent at the end of the day that hunts demons. And that's the only, I guess, odd thing, I guess, if you want to call it that, about him. And even so, not everyone who is, like, not normal is going to be like Angel. Like I said, with Riley, he's not even on the same level regarding Angel, because he can go out in the daylight, he can have kids, etc., etc. So... yeah, I'm glad that Buffy did come to that realization that, like, maybe I can make this work. We'll just have to wait and see. It's just that leap of faith. You never know unless you try. So, yeah. But with that said, that was episode 11 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!